Maybe the shoes will work. Maybe they won't. Let's try something new. And I hope y'all enjoy my shoe rack. It's not the most stable thing ever. Let's get that one. Flip. Because let's face it, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. There's my glasses. Yes, I can delete the timer. And live? Possibly. We shall see. All right. Okay. Well, this makes me glad that I cleaned my kitchen because I got some stuff to do before stream markers are time-lapsed. Yeah, okay. We shall see. We shall see if I get anyone on here. I don't think I will, but okay. The YouTube gets to stay on my shoe rack, while the Instagram followers actually get to follow me around my kitchen while I make up some stuff. What? Okay. This is going to be chaotic because I've never been live on anything before. I usually try to avoid being live on things, but all messages are visible. Huh? That's interesting. I'm just going to not have that up because I don't know what it is. I can fiddle around with it later. Still got nobody on here. I got nobody on there. I can turn the fan on. That might be annoying. Hit 0 people there. I don't know how to tell if there's anybody on here. Is there a way to tell if there's anybody on here? No. We'll see. Anyways, you guys can put it here. I don't feel like using a cutting board. So I'll use a plate. That's fine. It's okay. Oh, good thing I wasn't planning on using that anytime soon. Ginger, lemon. Got it. Nope. You gotta get brought to a boil. I need a knife. Just a little one will do. Yes. Ah. See, this is why I'm an artist and not a chef. Well, no, I guess that's also kind of wrong because I do work in the food industry. The computer gets to be moved since I'm going to be spending a decent amount of time elsewhere in the kitchen. Are you allowed to show knives on YouTube? I don't know. On here. I'll do that just to be safe. This would be so much better with some music. I just don't know what is and is not allowed. Because, like I've said, I don't do this very often. Ever, actually, since it's my first live on YouTube. And I think I will probably just exist quietly until there's people around. Now, who does a live at 7 o'clock in the evening? Me, apparently. It smells fucking amazing. Skylar, you already cut part of yourself off earlier. You're not allowed to do it again. Mew. Still nobody. This is making me want some oranges. I have a bunch of oranges somewhere. That is a lot of stickers. Look at how many fucking stickers are on that. It's a lot of fucking stickers. So I'm using this knife. You could never tell that I actually work in a fucking kitchen. It's fine. It doesn't have to be pretty. At least not for this. It just has to be functional. I do have the right burner on, right? Yeah. Which one I've been using? Yes, that one. That is if these are still good, because I have had them for a while. That's not good anymore. Damn it. Are these? Yes. Fuck yeah. If I can finish peeling it, there we are. Oh shit, it's still green inside. Yes, Skylar, that's why you cut the root part off first. If you never cut garlic before, the answer to that is yes. Yes, I have cut garlic before. So I don't see why I think these things are going to work. Everyone tells me to fucking do this shit, and then I do this shit, and then it never fucking works. Nobody ever shows up. C. Jocelyn. That, and I'm also usually just way too fucking busy to even be doing that shit. I really should just be cleaning my bathroom instead of being live. Because I refuse to clean my bathroom and vacuum on a live. Well, Skylar, you can't get people to vote for you on the People's Artist if you can't by doing a live. If you A, don't do a live, and B, if no one shows up to your fucking live. It's okay though, don't worry, it's fine. Everything's fine. You're fucking. Let's see if I can get the skin off this one. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming. Yeah. Alright, that's all the garlic I'm gonna put in it. We're just gonna move you back to looking at the stove. And we're gonna move you back to the stove. Yes. That's what it's supposed to smell like. here's the real question. Where did I stash the mason jars? Please tell me I didn't hide them in here. Nope, that is exactly what I did. Just hide them in there. Oh, and I only have so many of them left. We don't have any in here, do we? No. No, we don't. Okay. Is that this one? I think so. Maybe. Nope. It's that one. Hi, Josie. How are you doing? Also, that's how I can tell that there's people on here, is there's a little count next to the live thing. Do I got one on YouTube? Oh, man. You joined just in time for me to abandon the stove. I am doing good. Bonk. Yeah, here. The orange one is Loki. And there's another one that's white, and I don't know if it's like a really dark brown or if it's black fur, but that one's Bowser. And I don't know how I'm going to set up for this part. I didn't think all the way through. Because I'm... Yes. Do I? Hello, Loki. Box. There we are. Okay. And I suppose here will work. Maybe. Possibly. No. There. I guess. Give me a good pencil. All right, that's not going to fall out. I've never done a live before, so I don't know exactly what to talk about, if I should talk about anything, or if I just should carry on with what I would normally be doing. The B-movie script. I don't have that memorized. Otherwise, I probably would. I would play music, but I also have a YouTube live going, and I don't want to get copyrighted if I upload it later. Unfortunately. Right now what I'm doing is had my husband take a reference picture of me for this painting idea that I have. And I couldn't find any pictures that had the pose right, and I couldn't take the picture myself with the pose right and the correct angle for what I want the painting to be. Nor can I sketch the anatomy correctly with the reference picture. So I'm just using the picture of me to sketch over with some wax paper over it. And I have it stapled, so I can't get it fucked up. So I'm just essentially sketching over myself on the wax paper on the incorrect side of the wax paper because I forgot to check before I stapled it. And then I'm going to transfer it over to a regular sheet of like printer paper and do the actual sketchy part over that and do all the detailing work. And then I get to take another picture of it, make big pictures of it in portions. I'm gonna have to put a grid over it, I think. And then transfer it over to one of the big canvases. Because I was at Michael's today because I needed to get paint, and there were canvases on sale. It was buy one, get two free. So it was, I essentially saved $100 worth of canvas with that deal. So I'm super fucking excited to get working on that. Oh no, the hand's in complete shadow. Fuck. Okay, let's get the spine line. Because I know that's going to be important. That's going to go right up that way. That is the shoulder blade. Yeah, my brother-in-law is also my next door neighbor, and I heard him walking up the stairs, and I was so excited about this deal on the canvases that I opened my door to see him carrying a handful of like water bottle cases, like the big packs of water bottles. And I drug one of the canvases out, and I'm like, I just got this for free. And I was chatting with him for a bit about it, and I was like, I need to let you go because that looks heavy. That's why that's not working properly. I have 3 other pieces of paper under the thing I'm trying to sketch on. There we go. So much better. Oh man, why did I wear black? That's so much more difficult to sketch over because I can't see the things. The shadows. I'm just going to assume then, because that's where the spine line is. That would go down that way, and that would be the curve of the back. Well, see, the only other option to brag to would be 1, the live, and 2, oh, hi Loki. 2 would be my neighbor who I have no idea who he is. That and my husband and my cat. So I guess there's 4. 5 if you include each cat individually. Isn't that right, Loki? Yep, it's shedding season. That's the knee for that leg. Did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. I did fuck up. Where's that eraser? The good thing about drawing on the wrong side of wax paper, at least, is that it is super easy to erase off of. I mean, yeah, there's still a bit of an indent where you can see a little bit more clearly because of the pencil scraping the wax off. But if you're drawing in colored pencil, then you can just go over it with more color. Because this leg is in the front. Because it was easier to balance that way. this goes this way, and that's why that looks that way. I can count the furs as its own entity. Yeah, she won't let me brush her with like a regular cat brush. And so I have to actually rake my fingers through her fur in order to get all of her shed out. And there is so much that I could make three more life sizes. 3 more life-size versions of her. Jeez, that's a little difficult for me to speak today, I guess. I can smell the concoction that I'm creating in the kitchen. Yeah, Loki? Yeah. You can smell it too, can't you? It smells like ginger and lemon, doesn't it? I'm glad you agree, because that's what it is. But don't bite me. You're in my seat. Oh, ow. Off to the kitchen we go. As soon as I put my sandal back on. There we are. Oh, yeah, that's at a boil. Yep, and now I can't see. All right, lid goes back on. And we're going to turn the heat down a bit. And back to sketching we go. Loki, I was sitting there. Don't bite me, you're in my seat. Okay. Get that propped back up. Okay, time for the tricky parts, which is the hands and feet. or there is no thumb in the picture on this hand. Yep. Here. I can only see 3 fingers. Thanks to the shadow and the ankle of my hand. That doesn't look right because I made the arm too fat. Long. There we go. Okay, that's the proper dimensions. Soda. Also, I randomly feel the need to point out the size of these canvases. I am 5'7", 5'8". So that put these at like roughly 4 feet tall. Their exact measurements are 24 inches by 48 inches. And I got 3 of them. Three of the exact same size for like, I'll round up to $70 because you got taxes and everything. And it was $69 and some change. So I got 3 of these. I got some gold leaf adhesive. I got a whole large tube of Winsor & Newton ivory black oil paint. I got a whole new tube of permanent rose paint by, again, Winsor & Newton oil color. And then I also bought a case of gloves. And all of that cost me under $200. Granted, I am also a rewards member at Michael's because I shop there so much. And it was insane. I was expecting to spend like $200 or something. Do I have anyone on YouTube? I don't have anyone on YouTube. It doesn't seem like I've had anyone on YouTube this whole time. Oh, you've done a flop, Loki. How does that make you feel? Yeah. It is so good for art supplies. It's the Michaels and Adrian. And it's the one that's near Red Lobster and I was literally just there and I can't, how dare I forget. Bob Evans. It's near the Red Lobster, the Bob Evans. So the Bob Evans is across the street. The Red Lobster is on the other side of the parking lot. And it's in a strip mall that's just that also has a Ross Dress for Less. And I'll have to check it out. My car is still not running, unfortunately. But as soon as my car is running, me and my mom had to go on an adventure today in order for me to go to Michael's, which is I'm okay with. I put gas in her tank. I bought her lunch / breakfast, dinner, and I got most of my grocery shopping done, and I bought a bunch of art supplies, obviously. But I will have to check out the Ipsy art store. I need the eraser again. Oh yeah, I love having mom time. Uh, I I'm gonna take her out to breakfast on Sunday for Mother's Day because that's our Mother's Day tradition. Is that it used to be I would make her breakfast in bed, but I'm not gonna break into my mother's house on Mother's Day to make her breakfast in bed. Because nowhere in that tradition did I ever clean the kitchen. So instead, I've just started taking her out to breakfast. I know it's probably one of my favorite things. I think Mother's Day is actually probably one of my favorite holidays. It's my second favorite holiday because my favorite holiday, of course, is Halloween. It really is. I mean, if I had my way, you would have it would be Halloween year round, and then there would be like 1 or 2 weeks of Mother's Day. And that'd be it. That'd be the calendar year. Can I help you, Loki? Yeah. I already gave you your treats today. Don't think you're gonna trick me into giving you more. Or do you just want to play, don't you? Let me shift. Please don't get my ankles, Loki. Oh, yeah, and you found a slinky. Hello, wax paper. This looks even funnier in the camera because I'm just watching her head poke up over the desk. Careful. You gotta jump for it, Loki. I know you can jump. I used to call you Mini Kangaroo. Come on, you got the legs. You can do it. I believe in you. Jump. Or not. Are you wearing yourself out already? You're wearing me out. I have bought her fancy string toys, and she just likes the strings from my hoodies and sweatpants better. I don't know, or shoelaces. I don't know what it is. All right, you can have it, Cat. Oh. Yeah. Oh no, there it is. Okay. My arm's tired, Loki. What are you staring at me like that for? Her second favorite toy ever is a Slinky. What? When did I get muted? I shouldn't be muted. Oh. Haha. You have confused yourself, little one. Okay. Time to go back to the kitchen. Josie, am I still muted? Because I turned my microphone off and then back on, so I should. I thought I would be good. Alright, and this is when I get to do the dangerous things. Okay, so it is still muted. No. That one should be good. Okay, because I turned my my mute thing, my microphone on and off, and I thought it would have been good. Okay, I set my phone there. I've just completely abandoned the YouTube stream because it has nobody on it. Strainer. That is what I was looking for. Now here's to hoping I don't spill it everywhere. Man. I just realized you can't see what I'm doing. I also realized I never explained what I was doing in the kitchen. So this is something that I learned when I lived in Georgia. Of course, I'm doing it a bit differently because I don't like to eat everything that's in here. But it's something that you can do to help prevent illness in times of where people are getting sick a lot. Or if you're about to catch a cold, or if you can feel a cold coming on. You boil ginger, lemon, and garlic. And what they used to do is they wouldn't strain it out. They would just put it in a jar and eat everything that was in there. And I don't like that. So instead, I sliced everything up. I boiled it. I'm straining the stuff out. And then I'm going to mix it in with Vernors. And I'm not doing this because I feel like I'm getting sick, and I'm doing this because some people that are around me are getting sick. And I forgot how to do this, that this was an option, until literally this morning. So I have absolutely no idea what to do with the rest of this stuff, though. I feel like it'd be good fertilizer, but I live in an apartment. Yeah, I really did. But this is what the water looks like. I'm just gonna put it in these mason jars I got over here. And then serve it up with some Vernors. That needs to be washed. Luckily, I got a bigger one. What I think they did was that they would make this, but they'd boil it in like vinegar or something instead of water, and I boiled it in water instead. And unfortunately, I only have 4 mason jars that have lids. So I'm just going to fill them all up about halfway. And then top them off with some Vernors. And then I bought like 2 liters of Vernors, and I'm realizing I don't need that many. So I guess we'll just have some extra burners in the house. It's okay though, because my husband likes burners. Oh man, that came out just about perfect. Fuck yeah. Burners. I just bought this. Why is it sticky? That would be because it was in the trunk. That plus carbonation helps with a sore throat. Anyways, which is why when you're sick, people suggest that you drink Canada Dry or ginger ale or burners. So I figured I'd just mix the two. The shit actually smells really good. I'm upset with how good this smells. I can't elaborate. Oh, don't overflow. Please don't overflow. Please. Them bubbles got me scared. And then, of course, because it's me. Oh, yeah. A little extra lemon juice never hurt anybody. This morning, I just gave my husband a glass of burners with some lemon juice in it. And he said it was actually pretty good. So now we got like 4 of these now. And I'm going to require that he drinks 1 a day so he doesn't actually get sick. This is all I'm going to do in the kitchen until it's dinner time, which won't probably be until like midnight. Well, before then. Dinner time itself will probably be at midnight. Ooh, I can't do that because I have to be at work at 9 in the morning tomorrow. Being an adult sucks. Right. Kitchen light off. No, that looks good at my desk. I mean, yeah, if I don't take care of him by force, no one else will. Because I know he sure as hell ain't gonna do it. feet are really fucking weird, by the way. Like, this character is going to be barefoot. So I was barefoot in the reference picture, and oh my god, my feet are weird enough, but feet in general are just weird, but my feet are extra weird. Because I don't know anybody else who has feet that look like mine. Because my second toe, very similar to the hand, is much longer than my big toe. So I got the big toe and then I got the long toe. It's fucking insane. I used to get made fun of for it when I was in like elementary school or middle school when I'd wear sandals to school. And I never had a good reply for it. I still don't have a good comeback. Other than, yeah, well, it just means I'm good at climbing. Kids are weird, but kids do also eat weird. Like, you're not wrong on the other one either. All right. Second paper time. Almost. Because we got some details in here that I don't want to lose in the transfer. Because the character is going to be barefoot. Can you see any part of my face? You can see my eyebrow, and my eye area goes in much more over here. You can see the very tail end of my eyebrow right there. You cannot see my mouth or my eyes. You can see my piercings, but my piercings aren't going to be part of the painting, so I'm not going to bother drawing them in there. Itchy. What? Out of curiosity, can my big canvases... You see my... Oh, sorry, Loki. Why are you sitting right there? Can you even see my easel in that picture? No, you can't. Nope. Okay. I wonder if my big canvas will fit on the easel. I hope it does. Otherwise, I'll be painting on the floor again. It's close. That's fucking ridiculous. Oh yeah, I am most definitely putting that template down on the when I'm on the floor. Holy fuck. Okay. I don't know where I'm storing the other two. I have a plan for one of the other ones aside from the drawing that I'm working on right now. And I'm probably going to be standing on the stool that I'm sitting on right now. And then I just have this third mystery canvas that I don't know what to do with. Okay. It is transfer time. Okay. Give me that charcoal. Yeah. It's charcoal time, Loki. That means I'm going to have to shower later. Because this is going to get fucking everywhere. Ouchie. I don't know if anyone out there has actually been stabbed with charcoal, but I have been stabbed at least 3 times so far. Okay. Well, I just polished my charcoal doing that. I will try, but I make no promises. Don't Don't look at me like that, Loki. And now you're in my lap. Thank you. Can I help you? If you had thumbs, I would let you help. Mwah. I need to put the sketch on the painting. Not the painting, the paper. Okay, she has loafed. Don't bop my chest. I promise I'm not stapling my fingers. I was trying to fix my stapler. Pen. No. Pen. That's a Sharpie. Pen. Thank you. All right. This is where it gets tricky. Let's just start with the face shaping. There's the haircut shape. Which will be changed later. Okay. Well, this is the part that's going to take the longest. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's what's been looking wrong. It was the ear shape. This is why inking's important sometimes, because when you go through and you're resketching and you're going through and looking at your reference compared to your sketch, you can be like, oh shit, I fucked up. Unfortunately for me, I'm doing everything in charcoal and pen and colored pencil, which means it's really, really hard to fix that. So I'm just gonna go over it a couple extra times. Just so that when I'm going through and sketching over it again, I can know that my brain did a doopsie. I mean, yeah, I'm already covered in charcoal. Something my grandpa used to say in reference to cooking, but it still applies to, in my opinion, everything in life. But if you don't make a mess while you're doing it, you didn't have fun. Or if there's a mess, that's how you know you had a good time. And those are probably some of the wisest words I've ever heard. Okay, and this is all transferring so far. Oh no, my pen's dying. It's still transferring though. I'm just going to get a different pen and hope for the best. Oh no, that one's also dying. Fuck! Give me another pen. That's a highlighter. Pen. That's a Sharpie. That's a marker. Pen. That's dead. That's a Stabby. That's a Sharpie. I think that's the pen I just put back in there. That's a felt tip marker. That's a Micron. Fuck. Oh, so I'm not the only one. This is just the pen death year. I guess it's pencil time. I didn't have a pencil sharpener until fairly recently. And so when I sharpened this pencil originally, I had to use my pocket knife. But the important thing is I got the pencil sharpener. I think I might have made this pencil too sharp. Whoopsie. That's fine. Everything's fine. That's a lie. Don't give me that look, Loki. That is also important. The important thing is that I have a knife. Also, please tell me I'm not the only artist that when you're sketching out your like concept for a person, you will sketch everything except until you get to like the end of the arm where the hand is supposed to be, or the end of the leg where the foot's supposed to be, and then you just stop and move to something else, and you save the hand and the foot for very last because you're just procrastinating on doing it. Because honestly, that should be real. Yeah. I mean, like, even when I was like tracing over myself for the reference picture, I still didn't do the hands until the end. Because, damn, that shit is hard. Ah, shoot, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. I have only been on this live for an hour and a half. And I have completed 2 tasks. I will take that as a win. Yeah, Loki? Are you happy being all snuggled up down there? Okay. Here's where I need help. Also, the ends of the elbow, like the elbow when it's straight. What? How the hell am I supposed to draw this? This shit's so weird. Like this. Oh man, what are you researching? Ooh, that is an intriguing concept for sure. I don't necessarily think that this is my personal opinion on the matter. And I am not a history major in any sense, so grain of salt, lots of them. But in my thought process goes that it doesn't necessarily fail due to Western intervention, but it fails to individual greed. Individuals greed and seek for power. So that would be greed and pride. At least that's one take on it. Yeah, it's I what's funny is I have learned a lot more about the world and how it works and everything after graduating high school. Which it's kind of how it's supposed to go, but like the outside world of of like where we live and everything, I've learned a lot more about it after school, like the things that you should have learned in history class or social studies or anything like that. Nope, none of the stuff I've learned since I've left has got covered at all And I honestly think it's kind of a shame because it's stuff that I wish I had known previously. It's like at this point, 90% of the history classes in high school were just recycled middle school classes and were completely fucking pointless. Which is probably why I failed most of them. Because I was like, I've heard this script in like 3 different fonts. Give me something new already. Which, I mean, in a history class is kind of redundant, but still. teach me about something else that happened in history. And I didn't start learning about new things in history until after I left high school, because lucky me, I married someone who absolutely loves history and language and learning all of the time. So there's never a moment where I'm not learning something at home, whether it's in like art technique or with the world itself. Yeah, what I wish they had done instead of recycling their middle school classes was, I wish they went more in depth. I wish that they covered the world timeline more. That there was like, hey, this was going on while Rosa Parks was doing this. Or like this was going on this part of the world where this was going on in this part of the world at the exact same time, because with how they teach it, a lot of the time it feels like that there was only one major event happening in history at a time, when there was like 5 or 6 different major history events going on in like 2 or 3 different parts of the world. Sometimes there were like 3 different like major events in history happening in the same country or the same region of the world at the exact same time, and nobody ever fucking covered that. Like, even when they did the timelines, they never taught it that way, which really fucked me up when I got later on in life, when I was trying to figure all this shit out, trying to keep my brain aligned with what my husband was telling me. And I was like, hey, because he was always like, hey, so you remember this, this, and this? I'm like, no, they never covered that. Like, what do you mean to tell me that Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King were alive around the same time? What? No. The civil rights movement must have been, the Cold War and the Beatles. That was happening at the exact same time. It's just kind of like the Beatles seems post Cold World. I'm sorry, Loki. I didn't mean to drop my pencil on you. Oh, did I disturb you enough? I did. You have given me my seat back. Thank you, child. But I mean, it's utterly insane that they didn't even think to try and teach us these things in a way where, when we're talking about them later on in life with people who were alive during that time, because I know people who were alive when the Beatles were going on, and I always think that the Cold War is older than them, and they start talking about that stuff, and I'm like, huh? Excuse me? And then there's like major parts of history that I don't know of, because they stopped teaching that part of history by the time I got to that grade, which I think is fucked up. They should never be able to tell you or say what you can and cannot learn in history. Just like, oh, sorry, World War II is not part of our curriculum anymore. We're not going to teach you World War I and World War II and the corresponding timelines. I also don't know if that's just a Manchester education thing or if that's an overall education thing. Because if that's an overall education thing, then the world's fucked. Yeah, but I mean, like, there's even like parts of history from beforehand that they just neglect to teach people these days. Like the Crusades. I've learned more about the Crusades that now, like after school, than I did during school, which I think is kind of fucked. Exactly. We didn't even go over the Spanish Inquisition when I was in history class. So, no, I was not expecting it. Yes, I agree that World War II, I think that all of the major wars, like the Cold War, World War One, World War II, and the Civil War, and wars like that all of them should be taught as their own classes because so much happened during those time periods that you can't just cover it in a chapter or two. There's always going to be pieces missing. And once you get into college, I think there are certain colleges that will do those classes as like independent classes, but I think that should be done on a high school level as well. So I very strongly agree with you on that. I got lost in my drawing. Yes, I was trying to fix the size of this hand. How are we looking underneath? We're looking pretty okay. This spinal line needs to dip at this point instead of just being a straight line. Because nothing in the body is a straight line. That's a class? That's utterly insane. Jewish space lasers. The first word in the first paragraph, I read it as lizards, Jewish space lizards, and that is a mini TV series that I would watch. Honestly, like give me an animated series about Jewish space lizards, pretty please. That didn't end the live, did it? No. Okay. Bowser, come here. You haven't been on the live yet. Oh, how's my fluffy boy? Ow, claws. That's my mistake. I'm sorry, buddy. I got excited. You've been hiding all day. Ow! How dare you? Gentle pets, gentle pets. I scoop. He's the shy one. Believe it or not, all you have to do is give him head scratchies and he'll just be happy. He's lawful evil, if he were to be evil. Hey, excuse me. Okay. That's what I keep forgetting to do. Just finish sketching up this part of the leg. That, and I need to fix the heel. Okay. Yes, he is very easily won over. Okay, well, I hope you have a good night. I wish you the best of luck with the research and the proposal. So, have a good evening and have good luck. It was great talking to you too. I think it's about time. Oh, Bowser's in the window. Fuck. It's cold, but my cat's in the window. And I still have nobody, and I haven't had anybody this entire time, except for Josie. I had Josie. Yes, I did. Oi, chill. Relax.
Oof.